Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we get squeezed into another tight space for an interview. I show you BTS footage of me setting up lighting, nailing the perfect color temperature. I break down all the gear that I use for this interview setup. Stick around to the end to see the results. Also listen in to my pre-interview conversation. Let's get into it. Last shoot, we did it in an operatory. Problem with this operatory is if they're sitting down, this is very high up right here. So I'm kind of concerned with that because I'll be right next to them in frame. So I'm not liking that. We do have this more open space here. Don't want to change things up too much. I do like the window, and I wish I could do something in this direction here. But if we turn things around, we could actually shoot this direction. And we actually have windows technically in here, giving us a little bit of depth. So I'm thinking we're going to go in this direction here. I'll have cameras this direction. They'll sit in that chair and it'll kind of open up to the space. I did get some comments of people saying, oh my gosh, the chairs swallow the people. Find a smaller chair. The chairs represent what this space looks like. So this is the chair that's actually here. All other chairs in these practices spin. So if I went to get one of the other chairs, let's say we get the doctor's one, it is going to spin and roll. The office chairs don't look good. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to land, in that chair right there. And this is their little consult room, which is really nice and open. And I'll be motivating the key from this window side just as it is. We'll see how close I can get it to make it look good in the space. So that's what we're aiming for. We may have enough to just push it a little further. So I just got the cameras up kind of in the world of where I want them. And now I got to figure out the lighting. There's a big desk right in this space, and it's going to create issues with lighting because we want to get the light as close as possible. So if they're sitting here, kind of want the light to land right here, but we have this big desk in the way. So we've got to figure out a way to get it over here. So I'm probably going to boom it over. Luckily, we're dealing with the F-22C, so that will give us the ability to boom it over without it being too heavy. I think it's going to be here. I'm going to put the leg going towards the side where it's going to be boomed out. So it'll be kind of in this world here. This will give us as close as I can get it to this table. And I'm going to stick up on the strongest part. Now we got to make sure we're balanced, teeter-tottering. So I'm going to knock loose the big knuckle here and see what it does. And it's leaning to the left where my weight is, so I can bring my weight in a little. Ugh. Okay, on the rubber parts, looks like I'm going to slide it easily. There we go. Counterweight it in a little bit more. And there it is. It's pretty much floating. So that's the sweet spot for it. So it kind of floats there with this loose, so we know we're balanced. So now we could tighten this back up. We know we're balanced. We know we're safe. So we got the light installed. It's boomed over so we can get it close to the subject. We're mimicking this light coming in right here that you see happening. And that's our setup. So our subject would be sitting down in this world on that chair looking at me there. So we're going to swing around. And here's the view. So I'll be in the chair over on the left-hand side there, right there, and the subject lands right here. We have the boom pole with a Sennheiser 416 shotgun microphone right there. And then that is the Amaran F22C, which is our key light for our subject, motivated by our window right there. We do have a lot of mixing lights above, multiple different colors, but we just have to adapt to the situation. And then I would be sitting right here doing the interview. We have a Sony a7 IV and a matching Sony a7 IV. I'm using the 85 f 1.8 for the tight and a 50 millimeter f 1.2 for the wide. I'm using the Manfrotto photography tripod. I have the 410 geared head here, so this gives me the ability to make fine-tune adjustments like this or big adjustments like that. So when I need to do a quick adjustment, there's not much fumbling around that needs to be done. And it is the Manfrotto 190 tripod, so I could fit into tight spaces. I have the C-stand with a light stand. It's an Avenger one with a shot bag for my boom to go over, and then my cradle. I use K-Tech boom poles. They're the best in the industry for audio. I like them. I use them. I have the audio going into a Zoom F3 from the boom pole, and it goes in. And then I have a line out going into the camera as a safety. So 32-bit float here, and then line going into camera as a safety. So we do have the audio backed up. We have two cameras and both are dual recording. So this is the Amaran F22C boomed over with an Avenger D600 boom. We have a shot bag here for counterbalance to make everything nice and safe. And then we're plugged in right back here and backed. So that's the setup. Real simple, kind of a tight space. We did have to boom over quite a bit to clear the actual table, desk, but we made it happen. We do get some depth as a result of this area having windows and opening up to the rest of the office, giving us an illusion of a bigger room. We're in the Sidus Link app, so we're going to go into filming tools, and then we're going to go into light meter. So what I'm going to do is I will, since we kind of have mixed lighting above here, I am going to get it where it lands on the subject here in this space and see what lighting we're getting mixing here. So right now it's showing 49 because we're getting a little bit coming this way. If I block that, we're getting like 46. So if we point up, we're getting 38, 35, 35. But landing here, blocking that edge window, we're landing right at 45. So I'm gonna set our key light to 45. So let's turn this on. It's set to 4,000 Kelvin, but I'm gonna make sure we're getting 45 coming out this end. And we are at 42, so we could cool it off a bit. Let's try 43. Still not landing at 45. Let's go a little bit more. 45 on there. Gives us 46 here. Back it off just a bit. Awesome. So landing at 54 there. If I'm block this, 49, 47. Uh-oh, did I just confuse myself? What are we getting from above? From above, mixing in, we are at 45. So we need to go down a little on the key. One more drop down. $45. Great. And we'll custom white balance. With that 45 coming in, we're landing at 48 overall here, 45 here. And then we just got a grab bag of everything coming in. We'll see what that looks like. Can be tough with this mixing light. All right, so you're gonna look over here. We're gonna show what it looks like with the overhead lights off and the key light on. And then we're gonna do it with the key light off. So these are all the lights off. Okay. Now we're gonna fire it up with just the overheads, show what that looks like, and then we're gonna bring in our key light. Oh, we flashed it. There we go. And that's how it looks with everything put together. Amazing. All right, so you're gonna look over here. We're gonna show what it looks like with the overhead lights off and the key light on. And then we're gonna do it with the key light off. So these are all the lights off. Okay. Now we're gonna fire it up with just the overheads, show what that looks like, and then we're gonna bring in our key light. Oh, we flashed it. There we go. And that's how it looks. All right, so you're gonna look over here. We're gonna show what it looks like with the overhead lights off and the key light on. And then we're gonna do it with the key light off. So these are all the lights off. Okay. Now we're gonna fire it up with just the overheads, show what that looks like, and then we're gonna bring in our key light. Oh, we flashed it. There we go. And that's how it looks. All right, so you're gonna look over here. We're gonna show what it looks like with the overhead lights off and the key light on. And then we're gonna do it with the key light off. So these are all the lights off. Okay. Now we're gonna fire it up with just the overheads, show what that looks like, and then we're gonna bring in our key light. Oh, we flashed it. There we go. And that's how it looks. All right, so you're gonna look over here. We're gonna show what it looks like with the overhead lights off and the key light on. And then we're gonna do it with the key light off. So these are all the lights off. Okay. Now we're gonna fire it up with just the overheads, show what that looks like, and then we're gonna bring in our key light. Oh, we flashed it. There we go. And that's how it looks. Yeah, we started not too early, 9 o'clock. We used to try to start earlier on some of these. It's just we noticed that the staff doesn't really like to get up early and come in on their day off like that. So we didn't, kind of had to do an adjustment for those. So now we just do 9 o'clock, 9 to 5, make it real standard and simple and straightforward. Right. So this will be really easy. That's not going to be anything technical that we're going to get into. It's just you chatting about your experience here and then some of the procedures you've had done and things like that. Okay. So you didn't skip work for this, right? I actually had people say, I skipped work. Can't let my boss find out.
No, I work from home, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just kind of whenever's convenient, just step out. Actually, I need to take a break from my computer.
Awesome. You can hand that over to me. We'll set it here. Great. So throughout this process, it's real simple. I'm going to just go through some questions with you. You're always going to look over at me. I may look away. Okay. And, I may look away to check my camera, check settings. It's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's just me being picky and particular and looking at things. So don't stress out about that. And then Yeah, we're just gonna have a simple little conversation. This is kind of what we call conversational interview, so you don't have to give. This is squeaky. I don't like squeaky chairs. Um, Conversational. Yeah, I'm gonna just see if there's another one that has less squeak because I can't be the one making noise. So yeah, and what that means is I'll ask you a question, and then you're just gonna pretty much ride with it. And
Okay.
the difference between this interview and maybe other interviews that you may see is you're going to state the context of the question in your answer because I'm not going to be in this interview. So, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
There you
Okay,
go.
gotcha. All in there. All
Exactly.
right, all right.
So it's that simple. So sometimes if you forget, I'll help to remind you
Okay.
because we want this to be standalone. And sometimes a question may be like, tell us about what procedures you've had done or something like that. And, you may not have to go too deep, or you may say the procedures I've had done are, and you could put the context beginning, middle, or end. And you're just going to look at me. So we're going to go through this.
If I stumble through my answer, I might just start it all over again. Is that all
So
right with
what's
you?
really cool about the way that we're doing this is right after we're done with this, we're gonna go into like you walking in, you being greeted, you sitting in the chair. So all your mess ups, that's where that footage lands.
All right.
So
Great.
if you goof up, you could just stop and you could continue. We have two camera angles, so that's how they cut stuff. If you see a camera angle change during an interview,
Right.
that's usually a cut.
Okay.
So
Great.
you don't have to land it perfect. The coolest thing too is this is a testimonial that's going to land on their website. People want to see a real person. They don't want to see an actor robot that says, "I love the place. It is so great."
Right.
Right? So
I think it's great.
yeah, we want it less scripted, less teleprompter. We want it more real. So
Sure.
you thinking, you pausing, and here and there, totally cool. Because at 3 in the morning, when someone's trying to make a decision which dentist to go to, which there is one. When I was going from here to Chick-fil-A, I counted 6 of them, right? So there's
Yeah.
plenty of dentists, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want them to see a real person. What are your thoughts of the setup? Was the F-22C enough on its own? Should I have left the overheads on or off? Which look do you like best? Thanks so much for watching, commenting, liking, and sharing this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.